Alrighty, back with another live stream. We're doing these weekdays around the same time every day. So if you're not here live this time, try to get us on another one. Usually Monday through Thursday. Uh, and yeah, we just get to your requests. So live TV's a bitch. Let's get right to it. Requests by 0 people that are here. As soon as you get here, say hello. Where are you from? And whatever the hell you want to see charted. Until we get somebody in here, let's talk about Bitcoin. So we're at a pivotal level here in this yellow box. Our retest of our zone, which we've been at. Previous resistance, breakthrough. We've held this so far as support. We got to continue to do so. Today, we're kind of right on the edge here. Around 67K, right? The high close back here, 66.8. Right, high close here, 66.2. Low close here, 66.2. So this is the level. If we close back under here, then our next zone is here in the green. We have our 100-day EMA there, previous range highs, but that's not much. I would say the odds go up of testing minimum mid-60s, if not low 60s again in this red zone. Our swing lows, I do think the lows are still in, so we're looking for a higher low, anywhere in the mid to low 60s. If we zoom out, go to the weekly chart, we're still above the EMA 8, so we're still overly bullish, leaning bullish bias. If we go down again, we're looking to kind of maintain. Here's that same red zone. 21-week EMA is the line in the sand for bulls to remain in charge. So that's at 61.2, 61.1 as of this week. See if this holds. But as long as price action's above the weekly EMA 8, we're leaning with a bullish bias. We're leaning a high side. There's nothing bearish about this just yet. Maybe ever, right? We could easily be, if we hold this line at the weekly close, we could easily be back to range highs or all-time highs next week. The trouble only potentially starts if we close under 66.6 this week. That's the red EMA 8 on the weekly. All right. Welcome in, everybody. All the normies here. All the regs. All the OG regs. Hello, Coleman. No name. Punit. All right. Yeah, alts are bleeding hard. That's the story. When you got Bitcoin dominance on a massive uptrend and showing no signs of stopping, right? That's the result of alts getting hit, right? Bitcoin's down 2%, alts are down more than 2%. If Bitcoin dominance was at 40%, this would not be the case. Alts can go wherever the hell they want. They're still locked in Bitcoin's cage until we get a top. And Bitcoin dominance must top before we're going to get any kind of an alt season. Before we even have a chance. It has to go down. So far, altcoin's best alt week or alt day, right, was during this period. I wouldn't say that's a season, but go back to, November, October of 2023, all the way to January, mid-January 2024. That's when many alts did, 5x plus. Several 100% minimum was this phase right here. Imagine something worse. Imagine that phase. How well do you think our alts would do? Extremely well. But until then, this is the trend. The trend is up. You need something more bigly. All right. Welcome from India. Kind of literally the opposite side of the world from me. Let's go to Rune. What time is it in India? I would like to know. I don't have all the time zones memorized, although I probably should. India. No idea what time it is over there. I would guess it's... I'd go on a limb and say it's Friday. All right, Rune, we'll get to your request and stop asking stupid questions. All right. Go to Rune. It's an orange chart. Let's look at this. If you're first time watching these streams, we have color codes. Green charts are great. Structurally, they look fantastic. Orange charts are hit or miss. We're good, potentially gonna do bad or better, right? These can change week to week or stream to stream even. Red charts, you want to get the hell out. Terrible looking charts. Have done nothing this whole bull run, or worse, lost money. Or they just fizzled out and, duds for this cycle. Very likely. So blue charts, that's new this stream. If you're wondering, blue. There's a couple. There's only 8. Out of all the coins we track, there's 8. If your coin is blue, you win. That's the top. I've tried to do top 10 charts, but I didn't see 10 that were worth blue. So we have 8 that are blue. If you're wondering which 8 are blue, we'll get to that right after this. But Rune, still orange. We would actually be flipping this to red and be real bad if we crossed that line. We put in a new low here. But that's fine until then, right? Maybe we're just in our, let's say, our retest zone. So let's make that yellow. And this is fine. You know, just a range low retest. Now look at Rune. You want to pay attention to where your coin has held the line before. So obviously first time, which led to a big move, was the 21 EMA. Anytime you can do that, you're likely going to see another big move if we start to bounce there. But now, these low tests are holding this 50-week EMA, which is precisely where we are now. So if we close under the 50-week, realize that hasn't happened in a long time. Since we really got above it right here. So October of 2023. It's a big line right here. So we don't want to see that close below there, or that's another warning and likely a minimum of range low tests, if not, put in a lower low and really be a major concern. Okay. Now, as promised, let's look at our blue charts. Keep in mind, out of the hundreds of coins that we have here, there's only 8 that are in the top. These are the top charts right there. We have 2 memes that somehow made it in here, but they're pretty good charts. Pepe and Turbo. All the rest are non-memes and are actually, just great looking charts. So we have SwiftC, Cass, Ton, BNB, Jasmine, and Ondo. It's not my opinion. Just click on any of those charts, and that's what you should be doing. And really in order. Like, this is probably one of the best ones. Why? Well, it's at all-time highs and consolidating above all-time highs. It's above all moving averages. It's now retesting the EMA 8 and holding that. I mean, it's very strong looking. Go to Cass. I mean, what's not to like here? You might ask, why wasn't this one even ahead of Swift? And it probably could be. It's really been on an uptrend, but still, like right at all-time highs, just under it. A little bit less history. But, I mean, right there, neck and neck. These are like the top 2. Toncoin, excellent as well. Okay, maybe we could flip Toncoin into the top chart, actually. All-time highs, knocking on the door, almost at the 1618 already. That's quite impressive. I think I'll do that. So I think Toncoin might be the #1 chart in all of crypto right now. So if you're in that, if you got in that anywhere over the past year, I think you're doing spectacular. So just look at that chart and compare your charts to these top 3. And then you can see how well you're doing. BNB, again, range highs, all-time highs. We just did it. Is your coin at all-time highs yet? Probably not. Jasmine, another good one. Why isn't this higher on the list? It's not at all-time highs yet, but still structurally looking great. Above all moving averages. Almost, knocking on the door of the 618. Major uptrend, looking strong. Ondo. The only reason this isn't like way better or like the top choice is it's even though it's at around all-time highs, not much history. So it might be too early to tell, but still a great looking chart. Then Pepe, fantastic. Turbo, yeah, not much history, but looking spectacular. All right, so that's my top 8 charts. Do you think your chart should fit in here? Let me know. There's a lot of green charts that look great. They're just not quite worthy of... I would like to make a top 10 list. And I'm sure that throughout the days and weeks, that list will change, just like the green-orange list. But if you have any of those blue coins, you're probably doing pretty well. All right, so it's almost 1 a.m. in India, if you're wondering. Solana and Telcoin. Oh, there's another one I missed. PNG. Let's look at PNG. You can find it. I think it's a green coin, right? Alphabetical order. Kidding. Should be. All right. Now we got it. All right, PNG. Weekly. Test of the 21 week. This is a great looking chart, right? And I would argue that, you know, this is just a rectangular consolidation here, right? So far it is. Now, if we break outside of this, that's a little bit of a concern. So if we close under 38 cents, this would go to an orange chart anytime you break the 21 week, right? That's where the bulls start, you know, slipping on the ice. Look at this. Test the 21 week, hold, and catapult higher. As long as you're holding above that 21 week, good things can happen. Sideways consolidation. Usually the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move, the bigger the breakout in an uptrend. And yeah, we're in an uptrend. Really, you know, if you want to flip this to the blue and get to one of the top charts in crypto, we just need to go back to, like, you know, 50 cents, 53 cents, 54, something like that. Get back above the EMA 8, and we can turn this one even to the best of the best. But for now, we have our weekly range low test, and it's the pivot point if the bulls are going to remain in charge, or we're going to take a break here. All right, good request. Solana. Right here, that's Solana Bitcoin, Solana ETH, and then actually none of those charts look that bad, right? Solana just does well against Bitcoin and ETH. General uptrend, right? Looking good. Still one of the stronger charts. If your chart's in green, right, it's one of the better ones. Above the 21 week, Solana's just range testing these lows again. Even if we hold the 21 week again, right, this is where we would start to get concerned with Solana if we break down into the low 100s. Until then, uptrend remains intact. Even though we have a lower high, it's really just still in an uptrend here, right? What if we're just in this section, right? You judge it too early. If we're lower high, like, we might just be building up here again. So don't fade Solana here, right? We could easily be back at like the 200 mark, you know, pretty quickly here. And if we do that in the, you know, the days and weeks ahead, I think Solana is going to be another top performer. I think Solana is going to hit at least 500 this cycle, if not, you know, knocking on the door of, you know, the 1,000 mark. If I had to guess, I said somewhere around 600, give or take 10 or 20%. So nice. I mean, nice uptrend, green chart. The 200 week just came in down here at $60. You can see we're already well above the 618, the 786. We're consolidating above the 786, which is very strong. Okay, all-time highs in reach, and here's your 1618 here, which should be a pretty tall order for a market cap. I don't think the market cap can really get up that high. That's still another 14x, 14.5x from here. The calculation of market cap, that would be pretty impressive. I doubt it, but maybe, you know, somewhere around, you know, $600 to $800 area seems more logical. All right, still great. Just hold the line at, you know, 140. It'd be a higher low. Maybe we can bounce up again. I still think alt season's coming like late summer, August, September. I think we're going to be looking at a choppy next month or so. Yesterday had some good signs, but it was faded quickly, right? Telcoin. Let's look at Tel. It's not on our list here, so maybe it's on our orange list. It is. There we go. All right, so why is it orange? Well, it's retesting range highs, which it's got to hold here. The EMA 34 weekly, kind of that 2,700 mark, and then also it just closed under the 21 week, which is where you can start to slip, right? And we're seeing a result of that, in my opinion. So for me, this zone right here has got to hold this week. Look how many range high tests we got here. This should hold as support. You want to flip previous resistance to support. So ideally, you would have wanted to hold kind of this top part. This really range highs from last November, the bear market highs, November 2022. That should have held here to remain ultra bullish, but we weren't there, right? We were under the 200 week. So by definition, you're a little bit more bearish here. already. Even from, we tried, this is probably, bright green chart back in March. Now we flip to orange because we're back under here, and then we're still orange, and then we actually start to probably flip this red if we go back under the 2,500 mark here. I'll make a note of that for next time if we're under there. Right, because that would really just be a huge loss of momentum, many levels here. So we're keeping a caution here. AIOZ thinks it's blue. Let's check it out. I'd love to add another blue. But to be blue, you got to be above all moving averages, plain and simple. Now, it's a good chart, definitely green. And we could definitely be blue, but we have to close back over like 72 cents. Okay? So if you're wondering, like, why isn't my chart blue? You better be above all moving average. That's the first and only check mark. You got to be above like all-time highs, which is this one is. So it's very close. It's probably the closest you can get to being blue. But we got a little bit of work to do. Are we going to hold the line? We're actually closer to turning orange than blue. Right? Blue, we still got to make a 20% move to be one of the strongest charts in all of crypto. We only have to break like 2%. 2% lower. If we close it on this 21 week, which is right at 60 cents, close under 60 cents, this will flip to orange. Now, having said that, this looks like a stellar move, right? This, if you put it on closing prices, oops, hang on a second. Okay, closing prices here. Nice move up. Maybe we're just, flagging down, and then we're going to break up here, right? Perhaps. We really wouldn't want to go back below here, or this flag formation would kind of start to become invalid. But this looks potentially great. Even if we went down here, we're still above, all-time highs here. So moving something like this, maybe it's just kind of a phantom in disguise and it's getting ready to surprise everybody, perhaps. And hopefully. So don't lose sight, even if we do go, don't lose hope. Even if we close under here. Ideally, we'd like to hold this week and then, immediately bounce. That would be fantastic. But even if we make a lower low here, kind of like little formation, that'd be fine. Come down here, consolidate, and then go. All right, so maybe it does that for another month or so. Alrighty. Ondo. Scroll down. See if it's up here. I think, what do you mean Ondo's? Did we just cover Ondo? Isn't it the blue chart? Yeah, he's like one of the best charts in crypto. What are you talking about? Is Ondo still okay? Yeah. I think he's going to be all right. It's in an infinite uptrend, seemingly. We're not even testing the EMA 8 weekly. The only slight negative on Ondo is that it has not much history. But for the history it does have, spectacular. Where would we start getting concerned? Only if we go under $1. And that's not even red. That would just be orange. That's where we could potentially turn orange. Where would we turn red? I'm glad you asked. Right there. Why? Because that would be a loss of, basically the only support it's really ever had. Whoops, not blue. Let's go red. Okay, and then it's green as long as it's above $1. I mean, it's already blue, so we can't turn more blue. we're already smurfed out. All right. So Ondo's looking spectacular. Probably the best chart of the history, of the short histories. There's not a whole lot of coins that don't have, this short of history, but of the ones that are in this history timeline, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. This is the best chart for the least amount of history. Let's go with that. All right. VRA. Back to my list here. All right, weekly chart in VRA. No bueno. Red chart immediately. Taking out your swing lows here. Maybe we have more history, maybe we don't, but that's terrible there. You're underneath all moving averages on the weekly. 3-day chart probably looks even worse. And even on the 3-day chart, you lost major support here. 2, you're working on your 3rd consecutive weekly close at all-time lows. Is that accurate? Do I have any other charts here? More history? Okay, we got more history here. All right, so we're at range lows, all-time range lows. That's not where you want to be. There's your support. You've breached that. You've just put in an all-time low this week. Hell no. Shades of red. Many shades of red. I would go with that. 2023, where did we start the bull run? We're underneath the start of the bull run. You've lost money. You're in the Matic group here. I was going to make a top 10 worst coins. Maybe I still will. You definitely not want to be in those. And I have a feeling that this might fit the bill. Negative 25% from January of 2023. That's rough. This is the opposite of what your coins want to be. Even if this chart was inverted, this still, okay, maybe we could go with inverted. It'd be looking great. But looking at this side, not great, right? All-time lows. This would be really good here, right? On the verge of a breakout potentially. And instead, you're on the verge of a breakdown. Right? Inverting the charts can really open your eyes a little bit. Below all moving averages, just really bad. Red chart. All right. Follow. High hopes for follow. Thinking of selling. Let's go look at it. Did it switch to orange? All right, follow network, zoomed out. I'm back under the 200 week, almost underneath all moving averages here. So it's not looking spectacular, is it? Testing the 100 week, which previous resistance, kind of resistance. But we've been above it since February of this year and really haven't touched it till this week. Look at that high wave candle. Look at that doji candle. Ooh, like almost a shooting star there. That might be the top for a while. 22 cents. Down in, just in less than a week, we're down 30%. At critical support. I would call this critical support. Look at these range lows here. It's hard to not even paint this red already, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and do orange for now. But I mean, it's like less than a penny away from being red. So if we close underneath 16.3, even that 100 week, that would be pretty devastating. Look at the sideways action. Again, since the start of this bull run, you're only up 50%. Many coins are way ahead of you. Yeah, I was looking at this one for a while too. I had high hopes for this one, and certainly during this early run, January, February, March, it looked like it was off to a fantastic start. I mean, yeah, 300% in 6 weeks. That's great. It just like fizzled out as quick as it fizzled up. That's not real, but rejection off the 200 week back there. That was a bear market though. But look at that move. In a bear market, it went up 330% in a 3-day candle. That's batshit crazy. But it hasn't done anything really. It's like kind of flatlined. So any moves that it makes, it just like gives back just as quick almost. So it really fizzled out, had high hopes, but now as just really your warning was right here. Back in April, we closed way down, back below into the 200 week. So getting out around 20 cent mark would have been great. So I don't know where you bought in. If you're still in profit at this point, maybe you roll the dice for another week, but if you close under here, I think you're probably going to test at minimum like 10 cent area. Get back in this kind of chop zone. I would call it a chop zone, I guess. In that area. That seems like the next logical place for it to hit. Right? Not all coins will just kind of trend with the rest of the market. The coins that trend with the market are green. Maybe some orange. You get to red, like you can kind of do your own thing or do nothing. Which is why we're kind of color coding these. So we're orange for now, but we're borderline yikes. Borderline yikes. Term of the day. Okay, so you're down 70% on VRA. Let's go back and look at it. Okay, it was risk right here. So you're down 70%. So wow, so your average is what, up here? Higher? I'm guessing you bought on this uptrend. That's what I would guess. Most people buy on uptrends and not downtrends. You got to learn to love the red and buy the red. Imagine you could have bought whatever you bought it at. What if you bought here? You're almost like guaranteed not to lose money if you wait till like the blood is the thickest. Like wait till you lose that. And even if it's a red chart, you're probably not going to make, lose money. At least be down 70% again, right? I mean, to be down another 70%, you'd have to fall off the damn chart. So stop buying on green and learn to love buying red. Dollar cost average is what we talk about on our Telegram group all the time. Your dollar cost average on red days. 5%, you buy some. If it's down 10%, you buy more. Most people do the opposite. You buy when it's up 5% or you buy more when it's up 10%. That's the batshit opposite way to do it. You have to wait for a bull market, wait for an uptrend, and you love the red days. It's hard to do. You have to shut your brain off and act like a robot. If you're buying on emotion, you're already on a losing path. You're selling on emotion, you're already on a losing path. You must develop your plan with no bias and then follow the plan. It takes a lot of time to do it. It's easier said than done, for sure. I know that. The longer you're around trading, crypto, stock market, whatever, the more that will make sense and the easier it will get with practice. Okay, so you're down 70%, so I'm guessing somewhere around that area. So did you buy this top? Probably. That's what most people do. I get it. Do I think it'll make it back to this high? So it's a 300% move. Sure, I do think it will during this market. But while this is trying to make a 300% move, there'll be other coins that make a 1,000% move or more. So that's the risk of being in red charts, is that you risk getting flying by. It's like you're in your Honda. Nothing wrong with Hondas, but if the rest of the track is in Ferraris and Lambos, you're probably going to get passed. And that's the difficulty, right? You start downgrading cars to, you don't have to say what brand cars. How about a V12 versus a V8 versus a V6, or, V12, V8 or V6. And then I feel like the greens are the V12s or V10s. Blue is V12s, right? I don't know where I'm going with this, but you can get the classification system, right? It's just much easier to make gains when you're in strong charts. And it's going to be much more difficult for a red chart that's lost major support to do a 4x than a green chart that's new. Like if I had to like rotate out of one, I mean, just blindly pick anything in the blue, namely like one of these top ones. I mean, Ondo's a new coin. I bet you anything I got, the Ondo will 4x faster than this will 4x. Anybody want to take that bet? I would. Anything you want to throw up, we can do. That's the strong, one of the strongest charts in crypto will definitely 4x faster than one of the weakest charts in crypto. This is why I'm making these videos, why I'm streaming. I'm trying to get you into the better classification. I'm literally handing you keys to Lamborghinis for free. Give me your Honda. You can have the Lambo. It's up to you, right? Not financial advice, but this is what I would do. All right. Red coin's hitting a 3x. I think so. So if you're wondering, like even the worst charts in history, red list, if you have everything here, I still think you're going to 3x from here. Okay? I just think so. Rising tides lift all ships. I think that's going to hold true. Holy shit, curve is down 20% today. Yikes. I just got to look at it. Whoa. I mean, this is the dangers of being in red charts and losing critical support. Look at that. This just lost critical support going back 2 years. Fell off the damn map. I mean, what? Curve is down since what? This is 2 months? 3 months, I mean, down 75%. Yikes. Off rejection off the 200 week. Terrible chart to begin with, which is why you play strong charts. Thank God no one requested curve today, but this is a perfect example of why you don't want to be in these charts. Just when you think it's the worst, it can get way worse. So that's a good example, but what were we talking about? That caught me off guard a little bit. Let me go back up. 3x, right? I think most of I don't know about curve anymore, but I still think most coins will 3x from current prices. So if you're happy with that, just jog on, right? Whatever you're in, I think will roughly 3x. Well, I think some do less than that, maybe slightly, but I think majority, I'd be confident in any of these doing a 3x from here. That was the question. I do still think there's coins that'll 30x, maybe knock on the door of 100x, but I don't think I think 0 coins will 30x if you were around last cycle. Just FYI. If the coins were still around last cycle, I would be even blown away and shocked if they 10x from here. So I saw some big account calling for ADA to hit $9. I mean, like million followers. You can probably figure out who I'm talking about. Someone's calling for ADA to hit $9. That's like laughable. Like, I don't even think ADA will get back to all-time highs. I think ADA's in our red list too. It is. ADA's at 40 cents. What do you think it's going to $9 for? What? So we think ADA will go up an additional 20x from here. Laughable. 23 cents. It's only done at 250% since this. I mean, from the highs. It's from the start of this bull run. It's up 79%. Why would anybody on this damn earth with a clue, certainly a million followers, say that this is going to $9? This is a terrible chart. So I think no chart in the red here will 20x or even 10x. I think less than 10x if you're in red at this point. You had your chance, you blew it. Green charts, some will. I think some of these green charts will still 20x plus from here. All right. We just got off track a little bit. Yeah, any kind of meme coins that are new could definitely be a home run, or it could, scam rug you. I don't know. The memes that I have are 5% at most of my portfolio, and I would generally recommend that 5 to 10%. They can be great, but they can go down just as fast as they go up. So you got to be willing to, turn off your greed and get the hell out when you should. Just like Turbo. Turbo did great, and it's still on my blue list. But like when you're doing these kind of moves, can you sell right here? Can you sell on this candle and be happy? You probably should have. You should have sold on this candle. Who cares if it went up more? Most people can't. Most people buy in here. Greed will get your ass. If you're not used to greed yet, like if you have a few $1,000s you put into something and it turns into $20,000 or $30,000, you're not going to want to sell. I promise. Been there, done that. Then you start thinking of, oh, my 30,000, my 3,000 turned into 30,000. I can turn my 30,000 into 50,000 or 100,000, and then before you know it, like red after red after red after red, and then you'd just be happy to like get your money back. Right? If you can do it and you can be a robot, then get out. Right? Get out. Why would you not start taking profits here? Most people are buying in here. You should be taking profits here. And we got a request in our Telegram group, and I tell them to get the hell out. Start taking profits here. At least have a stop loss if it comes back. All right, even the best charts come down, right? Even Turbo, the blue chart, one of the strongest charts, is down 50% the past 2 weeks. Wouldn't it be great to have sold one here or even down here? Who cares? Look how strong this went. Telling me from May, in 2 weeks, you wouldn't take a 6x? Get the hell out of here. If you're up 6x in 2 weeks and you're not taking profits, you deserve to get dumped on, right? All right. Throwing that out. All right. Back to it. Brown list. I don't think. Let's see what I do want to make a list of like the worst coins. I think I will. I'm trying to see like what. Let's see what color codes we can get. Hang on. Let's decide together as a chat group for all 20 of you that are here. Let's see what coins we can do. We can do like stupid pink. That looks pretty good. Ultra pink. I think that would be the one. It's just an ugly color. What's that? It's not even like a good pink. Like hot pink is cool, but what is that? That's like the ugliest pink ever. We'll do that. Just to make fun of you more. You have an ugly color and the ugly coins. If there was brown, I'd pick brown. I don't think you can customize more than this. But if someone knows how to do it, I'll take it. All right. So I'll do that for the next stream. For next week, maybe. I don't know if I'll do a stream tomorrow. But we'll do a top 5 or 10 worst charts. So if you're in that, we're just going to make fun of you. All right. All right, for the next time. That'll be fun to do. We'll have the top 10 best and top 10 worst. We'll keep those updated. That'll be fun to do. Good request by PS Quiz. Ancient Snow Monkey. We take a look at SEI. All right, SEI. Let's look at it. All right, it's an orange chart. Let's see if it's still orange. Probably red at this point. Maybe we give it the benefit of the doubt and it's at swing lows. And it is above your highs. It has done some good moves. Keep hiccuping for some reason. It's up. Yeah, it's got some good moves. I can keep this at orange, but I mean it's kind of right here. A lot of coins are at like do or die here. Like get stuck. I'd really like to see not a higher or lower close than where we are now. So if we close under 45 cents, this definitely gets downgraded to red. It probably should already be red. This is pretty bad. But it did make a great move, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It's down 60% in the past 90 days. Which is about normal. But where we would like to have hold is this swing low here. That's where we wanted to hold. This was still fine here. Even this drop, I don't care about that drop. The initial drop can just be victim of momentum or the market, but we really tried to hold here and we weren't ready. And then we flipped it to resistance right here. 58 cents, 60 cents, 58 to 60 is the new flip level. So if we want to get back to green, it's 60 cents. Otherwise, we're about to flip to red. So we're in the orange zone. All right. Not looking great, but that's kind of also the harsh reality of riding these strong coins that move up quickly. They have no structure built up, so you can really kind of fade down quickly. But you can see it's trying to hold this initial open candle. Right? You can shake this all the way back here. That's why this is holding here. So if that breaks, we have nothing really between now and there and 30 cents. That's the next kind of chop level. I guess you could argue that. All right. Yeah, Curve just got destroyed. What the hell happened to Curve today? Down 20%. Something bad must have came out news-wise. All right. Any other requests? I'm getting to them. Yeah, Algo's not good either. Yeah, look at that. Like it's basically look at all these coins that are like on the verge of becoming, just terrible charts. Rejection off the 200. Look at that. They're on a 3-day chart here. Go out to the weekly. But still, even on the weekly, look at this. Go all the way back over to 2022. Range lows. We're there again. We held it as support. This is huge for Algo. If this closes under 15 cents, like it's finished for this run. Like it probably won't. I would guess if Algo doesn't bounce here, it might not even get up to like the 200 week, let alone all-time highs again. You have to, well, okay, that's not too bad. So I said 3x from here. I still think this has a chance to do it, which is just right here, 50 cents. So getting back to doing a 17x is pretty much laughable at this point for me for as terrible as this has been. You're back to where you started the bull run here. This is Bitcoin being at 20K. Think of that. Yikes. Not great. Great chart. Red chart. If we lose this, range lows, a test of back to 10 cents, which is another 30 to 40% down. You know, maybe you put in a higher low here, but you know, what's your pump going to be? Your big show off move for this cycle so far has been just over, what, 3.5x? Not great. Rejection right off, you know, double hold here. Tested, look at support, flip to resistance, still resistance. Under the 100 week, under the 200 week, there's so many better charts. Forget the narratives. These, you know, in my opinion, cryptos are not like stocks. You don't have to read into the fundamentals. Just open the chart. Which one's strong, which one's not. Get in the strong ones. They'll do better. You can't show me an example where they don't. And you can find them early. Use this for next cycle, right? If you missed out on this cycle, or you still got plenty of time. I still think there's coins that'll do 10, 20, 30x from here. But it's sure as hell not going to be algo or like very likely anything in red. RLC. We got it in green here, so let's look at it. Let's see if it's being downgraded. Probably. This is back to orange now. So here's our chart. We had flipped, right? Previous highs of the bear market, flipped to resistance. Again, resistance again in that zone. Broke through it, flipped to support. We're back there, but what's different about this time? Remove our fib there. We've closed a week. Last week, we closed under the 21 week, and we're slipping down more now. So even though we're still range low testing, this is where it's caution. And that's where we got to go to orange. Anytime you close under the 21 week, caution. Now, you can give it 1 week. Come back. So that's this week, unfortunately. For RLC's, got to get back above 291 to avoid, you know, become an orange coin or orange chart. And I don't know if we got it in us. Just because we closed under the 21 week, that's a big slip. But like we did here, we recovered immediately. And you're still kind of okay. So orange here, even though we're range low testing, I would be still good with this until I wouldn't flip this to the red chart until we lost like at 196, 197, that 200 week. We can make a note of that. That low right there, that low wick. Okay, so 195. Go with that. So that would be where we went red. We're still orange. We can go green. Make a note where we flip green again. Not much. Don't have to do much. Closer to green than red. That's good. So $3, $2. There's where your goodness is. Look at our rejection here. Our range high test of the 618. It's like right on it. So coins that respect the Fibonacci, you want to be paying attention to the Fibonacci. Look at this one. Look at the 382. Again, hold. Very respectable to the fib. So you want to continue this. If you hold this through the market, like these are going to be levels. 450 again, $8. This 8 will come quickly once this falls. I would highly suspect. Then after 8 falls, another 2x to all-time highs. That's a pretty tall ask. We can hope, but that's pretty good. What does that move from here? Yeah, it's probably out of the question there. 50. That's over a 50x from current prices. We got a 6x, 7x to all-time highs. Now, maybe somewhere in there, but let's be mindful. Let's get it back to green first before you get too excited. I wouldn't even worry about fib extensions until you're at least a green chart. Because you should be looking at where you're going to flip red before you're looking at, dollar signs. All right. Will Link see an all-time high this year? I doubt it. I think we'll see an all-time high this cycle. I don't think that's this year. $50, $53 for Link within the next 5 months? Probably not. We might get close. Let's go look at Link. Also, just this week kind of starts to show some more weakness in it. This is what any kind of Link video we've made, we said we don't want to go back below 16 because then we start to get trapped under here just like we did back here. Resistance now. Now it's resistance, and we're in danger of closing under the 21 week here. So if Link closes under 1608 this week, back to orange it goes. Sadly. We could hold, maybe put in a higher low, right? This would be great, right? If this is the low, we just put in a higher low here. Okay, great. Then let's bounce and get back to green by taking out that high. Right, we can get back to green once we're above 1650. So this might be what we look at in the future. But for now, we run the risk of just chopping again like we did back here. Right? We could do that for through August. And I think a lot of coins probably do that. Maybe Bitcoin included. I think our summer is going to be kind of what we've seen so far, which is just a little up, down, up, down. We need a substantial close above 73K for Bitcoin. And, then we see 90K, I think, relatively quickly. 92K is my projected forecast once we get a break of 73K, a close above that, or a weekly close above 70, 72. Got to take out these wicks with authority. I'd really like to see a 74, 75K close on the weekly, which we could get any given week. We're still overly green here. I mean, Bitcoin's at risk of being a blue chart. Imagine that. Imagine the king of crypto outperforming chart-wise 95% of charts in crypto. That's pretty laughable, right? Really, the only reason you should be holding altcoins is should be outperforming Bitcoin. Otherwise, why aren't you just holding Bitcoin? Bitcoin's outperforming majority of the market. Well over half the coins. Still looking great. Bitcoin all-time high could come any given week as long as we're maintaining above the 8-week EMA. So if Bitcoin closes back below 66.5 this week, then we open up the gate for the 14-week, which is 64.5, or again, another test of range lows, the 21-week at low 60s. But we're still bullish as long as price action for Bitcoin's above the 21-week. We could go way the hell down here and still be A-okay. So rest easy. But Bitcoin dominance being so high, that would really hurt altcoins even more than we've seen. We might alt-wide get a, what was it? Curve down 20%. Bitcoin dominance so high is dangerous for altcoins. We'll link, okay, Hall of Shame, Matic. Yeah, Matic's terrible. Matic's down for the whole cycle. Matic, you haven't even seen, Matic hasn't made you $1 this cycle. It's lost you money. Go look at Matic. It's on the red list. 60 cents. We started out the bull run for Matic at 75 cents. So congrats. You've lost 20% this cycle so far. Matic has done terrible. And definitely a red chart. Would have to get even to flip to orange. I mean, it's gotta do 73 cents. I mean, it's got 20% move to get to orange. That's terrible. Right? It's just chopping around doing nothing. One of the best, if not the best chart of last cycle is now one of the worst charts this cycle. Use that information for next cycle, right? Probably the newer coins are going to outperform. That might be the new narrative. Just whatever your coins you were in last cycle, just forget about them. There are some exceptions. Injective and Render are still one of the top charts this cycle, and we're around last cycle and did pretty well then too. But for the most part, that seems to be the kind of the true story. CIA, new request. I don't think we've seen this one. Let's do, I guess we'll do Binance. How much history we got? Do we have any more somewhere else? Not really. Don't have much to go off of here. Nice big move up, and now just kind of giving some of it back. Can't really chart this though. That's my only request. If you, I'll do any requests, but you got to have some history. We got nothing. I don't know what you can go off of there. Retest, underside retest of the 21 week and rejection. So not giving me the warm and fuzzies. I mean, the only really red low candle on this big move up. Got to close at 550. High close here. Maybe you can paint that, but there's not much we can do with this. Unless you got a better chart somewhere. I feel like there's more history somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaking this for something else. I don't see anything else. Tough to chart that. I'm gonna just remove that one. EIL. Good request. I haven't had that one in a while. Where this one's at. All right, you can see the last time we had this requested was probably a couple years ago. So let's drag this box out, see if that still holds. Look at the resistance there. It's still the same. So going back 2 years ago, still had this same zone is still holding. Rejection off underneath reside test of the 200 week, which we didn't even have it last time we looked at this. Look at this same zone. You saw me I didn't change anything. From 2 years ago, we last looked at this. There's our top, which we can just get out of that at this point. But the same zone holds true 2 years later. Rejection, rejection, really resistance there. We had one candle close in 2 years outside of that zone. 200 week, all moving averages are aiming down. You're underneath all moving averages. Not a great chart. Back to 2020 consolidation. Range lows. Not great here. If we lose this, right, there's your low. Let's see. Get that. Go yellow. I painted two of them. All right, so it's got to hold here. If we break this, I mean, the magnet is down here at this zone. Another 20% downfall. Red chart. All right. All right. If you're trying to 3x something, I think you're safe in pretty much anything. I think almost everything in crypto will 3x, roughly. There'll always be some exceptions, but I think it'll be all right. I think if you're in like those trusts, like the Roth, I feel like Bitcoin's the way to go. I know you're not gonna do spectacular, but you know, for time, right? You're not trying to withdraw that in the next year or two, right? It should be like a decade down the road or more. Just Bitcoin's gonna be your safe play. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. E-gold. I think we've already done TIA and SEI, I believe. Did it towards the earlier part. I think I think I graded those. EGLD. I think it's on our chart. You're not. All right, E-gold. Double top. Now this is only a double top, not because of this. It's because we made a new low. We took out this low. This candle confirmed a double top here. And the measured move is already played out. So we don't have to put any more weight than that in it. So the measured move, how you could do that, right? Just FYI. Put on closing prices here just to make it easy. Go from the top to the bottom. Take that. You really see this is already done, around $34, which is kind of where we are now. If you're wondering, like, once I double top and take out the low, where am I going to go? It's usually roughly about that, about the length of that. right? And you can do the same thing for head and shoulders and inverse head and shoulders. Same principles. From the neckline to the head, get the measured moves. Usually pretty accurate. So you don't have to like be like, oh no, double top, it's gonna go way lower. No, it's already done that. So you don't have to get too more worried. Hopefully we're looking at a low here, but certainly not looking great. All of your moving averages are pointed down, even your big ones, which is never a good sign. Back to range. I guess you're just hoping for a higher low here. This is not looking great, but you know, maybe we can build off of that and start to come back up here again. But you're really not even going to be an orange chart until you're above like 46. And then to get this to green, you'd have to be above like 60. Get back up here. So not real promising. From the bear market start, you're like dead flat. Yeah, so this would be a red chart as well. If you've made no gains in this bull run, like that's not what you want to do. I don't think you started this bull run and say, yes, I want to put this in. You'd be almost outperform in a bank if that's not half of crypto seemingly. Certainly half the red cryptos you could have just put in your local branch and got 0.05% interest in and done better. All right. Keep it moving. About an hour here. ADA, E-Gold, or XRP. I assume that's a joke because it sounds like one. We can't do it. Those are like probably the three most red charts we got. I mean, XRP is certainly the leader out of those three, but that's not saying much. Let's go look at Link. We just talked about Link, but we can go look at it again just because we have a neon sign about it. It's back. It's probably going to be back to orange. We've on the risk unless we close back above 1608 this week. Excuse me, 1608, or this goes to orange chart from green. We're green now, but $16 is the level because we're at risk of getting trapped under here again, just like we were from November all the way to January. That was 90 days of holding down here. We did that again, which we are at risk of doing. That would take us to September of getting held down here again. So we don't want to do that. Ideally, we got to bounce. Even if we close down here next week, let's get back the hell out of here. We can go back to a green chart just above 1650. So we're not terrible here, but we really wanted to hold this 21 week, which we're running out of time. We got 3 days. Maybe the market could turn around. Days like yesterday were great, right? We had nice bounces across the board. I mean, some coins were up 20, 30%, but we kind of gave that back pretty quick. So let's kind of caution here for Link. And a lot of coins right now are at pivotal levels. So next week should be probably be able to update a lot of these coins to either upgrade or downgrade. Yeah. Remember when BitBoy called for XRP to go? I think it was like 500 something. I think it was something ridiculous. If you did the market cap calculation on that, it like overtaken all of crypto. The entire crypto market cap would have been overtaken by XRP. Still go do that. Multiply like $500 times the market cap. It gets ridiculous. Synapse. I don't think we've done Synapse yet. What a move yesterday by Synapse, though. If you weren't watching Synapse, it was up like 50% in a matter of hours. So that's a pretty good bounce. Look at that. Low to high, 55%. Pretty extreme move. Then it sold off just as quick, and now we're back down. We're still higher. So let's go to the weekly and see where we're rated here. I think we're still orange here. Right, we didn't really do anything. We're back to where we opened at the week. So a lot of showboating for no reason. Rejection off the 21 week. We just got to get back above like 80 cents. You can see my alert set there. Get back above here, and then we could get more bullish. But we're below the 382 resistance. I mean, look at these areas. Right there. Right there. didn't really do nothing here, but now it's kind of seemingly resistance area. The past several weeks. Just highlight this a little bit more. So we got to get back above 80 cents before we can get too bullish on Synapse, but obviously it can do that in a few hours if it wanted to, apparently. So don't fade Synapse. I think this one will still do very well, even though the chart kind of looks ho-hum at this point. I still got high hopes for this one. But yeah, it's definitely on orange for now. See how the week closes. Love to close back above 75 to 80 cent area. See how the rest of the week goes. Well, it's a potential head and shoulders. It's not head and shoulders anything. No pattern is a pattern potential until it confirms. So let's go look at where that would be. So it said link head and shoulders on link. This is not. Where would this confirm as a head and shoulders? If we close under that candle right there, we'd have to close under $13. And yes, that would confirm as a head and shoulders. And that would be no bueno. So until $13 is closed below, though, this is nothing. It's not a pattern. Right? You don't want to trade potential patterns. You would only enter a trade, and this would be like a short trade. You would enter a short at like a weekly close of 1290 or something like that, which we've tested that and we've held the line. There's the 100 week. So be careful on potential patterns, right? It's nothing until it does. And even if it did confirm as a perfect pattern, it doesn't mean it has to play out. Still, perfect patterns have failure rates. But let's say that did close. Let's hypothetical. Where would our target be? There you go. That would take us back to range highs. $8. If. A big if. I just still don't see it happening. But there you go. We'll see. All right. Yeah, I'm sure there's some people bullish on Matic still. It's not me though. I had a ton of Matic last cycle. I have exactly 0 this cycle. Well, I should take that back. I do have some somewhere. Celsius has it. But I don't own any this cycle. Yeah, good idea. If you have some red coins, right, selling in a down after it's down 70%, generally not the best idea. Wait for a pump. If it pumps 10-20%, then maybe start to get the hell out of that. So good thinking, Sparrowhawk, right? If you have some terrible coins, wait for the pump. Don't just sell when it's like the most abysmal looking and it's just red. You generally, for general rule of thumb, you don't sell on red. You don't buy on green. Right? You don't generally want to buy that candle or that candle. You generally don't want to sell on that candle, right? Want to do the opposite. Learn to love the red in a bull market. Yeah, that's a good question. That's the hours long debate. The question was, the entire history of Bitcoin has been during a stock bull market. What do you think would happen to crypto if we have a bear market in the stock market in the coming years? I think they should be relatively close hand in hand, which that's kind of my assumption. I think in the next year or so, we probably enter a bear market, hopefully timed with crypto. And the S&P 500, I still think will likely go up for the next several months, if not a year or so. Maybe the stock market leads the way. But I think after this cycle comes through, I think that's when Bitcoin's really going to shine and kind of do what it's supposed to do. I think there'll probably be some kind of major global financial event here in some maybe 2026-ish or so. And these are just my opinions, but I think there's going to be a harsh bear market for the stock market and crypto this next cycle, which I still think is roughly 2 years away. For the ultimate bear, I think it's still going to happen in 2026. I think we'll be good to go for about another year here in crypto and the stock market. Again, that's my opinion. So I think we'll see probably some kind of epic something, Black Swan event or something no one's thought of, or that one guy that's crazy in your class or at work that's always talking about something. I think something like that maybe will likely lead to something cataclysmic in the stock market and crypto, and then Bitcoin will do what it's supposed to do the next cycle and really like show that is the play going forward. All right. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out for you, George. But keep doing your best, bud. Yeah, every cycle, every year, I run into people. I run into people on the streets even that I've talked about crypto, and I have friends that are like XRP's the future. Like, been hearing that since 2017, and I kind of believed it 2017. But now it's like XRP, you could throw a dart at on the price chart and hit 50 cents pretty much any given day, week, month, or year, or decade. So yeah. Token, is that the request? It's just token? I guess so. All right, pretty good looking chart here. Not a whole lot of history, but looks good. Like nice little uptrend above all your moving averages. At least, above your 21-week moving average. We're going to have a test here. I would put this more of a zone. Look at all the tests under this area. We're still good as long as we don't close inside of this. We wouldn't want to do that. That would breach the 21-week. So 10 cents. 95. Still good. For the low history it has, I would give it some leeway. Maybe we can come down to this high close here. These range lows. 8.5 cents. But anything other than that, this could come way down way quick. So I'm good with it until we close in here. I'd watch this pretty carefully. That's a kind of a warning candle, back-to-back weekly warnings there. Watch for that. That doesn't give me the warm vibes. So if you're still in profit here, I would consider those two candles as a warning shot. Just throwing that out. And this guy too is not too promising. And especially that this high wick matched that high close. There's some warnings here on these candles. That's why you watch candles. They can give you interpret some warning signs before the price shows it. But I would still be good until we close under that 21-week, which is what, 9,400 there. All right, not much data though, so take that loosely if you don't. No. All right, where are we gonna put it? Orange. We put this in orange category for now. Caution. All right, going for 70 minutes here, so I think we'll wrap it up. We had a pretty good stream here today. That's pretty good. Good to wrap up the Thursday stream with over 20 people. Appreciate you watching this long. Thank you so much. If you want more content, you can follow us on Telegram, Twitter, Patreon. A lot of extra stuff there. Again, all these charts. The blue is the top charts in crypto, top 8. I'd like to get that to 10. For next week, I'm gonna have a terrible colored pink list for the worst charts in crypto. You definitely don't want to be on that list. So we'll have a top charts, the worst charts, and then great, not so great, terrible, and we'll have the worst. All right, I'll end the stream on that. Thanks for watching this long. If you have, kudos, whatever that means. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.